Hello and welcome to the LGBTQ Real Estate Podcast featuring LGBTQ homebuyers, sellers, and agents since 2007. My name is Jeff Berger. I'm a host of the show. And with us today is Thomas Eaves. Much experience in real estate, Thomas, comes from Dallas, Texas. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. So happy to be here.
Yeah, a pleasure. A pleasure. Okay, so the theme of the show is 15 minutes. We keep everything very brief. Let's kick it off with the first question. Thomas, share with us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally.
Well, personally, I'm not someone who's ever been considered to be brief, but I'm going to do my best to stay with the format of the show. I've been in real estate for 11 years. For 8 of those, I've run my very own team. It's the Eaves Realty group. Which conveniently I put behind me, which I'm just now realizing is mirror imaged. That's awesome. Yeah. One of these days we'll figure that out. We'll figure out how to flip that. I've run my own team. I additionally ran my own coaching company for 2 years, teaching real estate agents how to be real estate agents, trying to elevate the industry, because as we know, sometimes the bar is a little bit low. Personally, I was never supposed to be a real estate agent. I was supposed to be a high school band director. That's what I was supposed to do. And that didn't work out. But that's how I ended up in DFW.
Who told you were supposed to be that? Or is that what you got your education for? And
that's what I wanted to do. And, one of the top music schools in the world for music education is the University of North Texas, which is in Denton, just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so that's where I went. And what's funny is that all my band directors, they told me, they were like, you shouldn't go there. And I thought that was so weird. I was like, why shouldn't I go there? Like, you said that was the best school in the nation to go to. And they were like, uh-huh. And what they were trying to tell me while not being mean to me was, hey, you're really not qualified to attend such an institution. You should go to like Texas State University or something, and I think you'll do fine. I was a very smart. I was a good.
You didn't know what they were meaning by it, right?
No, I wasn't picking up on. They were probably being very obvious, but I didn't have the social skills to figure it out. But anyway, that's why I ended up in DFW. So I've been here since 2009. So I'm officially a local. 4 dogs, 3 cats, 1 boyfriend, and 1 therapist. Things are going really well.
Wow. As long as you don't have 2 therapists and 1 dog, you're good.
Yeah. As soon as that happens, we know it's end. It's the over.
Well, what a great story. Your education brought you there. And here you are sharing your life with your education and what rooted you to Dallas.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a great story.
Well, what's cool is that I got here and then I never really wanted to leave. People ask that question a lot. They say, if you could live anywhere in the world, and I'm like, are you implying that I can't live anywhere? I think I can, right? I can live wherever I want. And I
love where you live.
This is where I like living here. So
yeah.
I never left.
That's great. That's great. And you help people. So for anyone watching this, if you just signed on, the purpose of this podcast is to find a real estate professional and a team of real estate professionals like Thomas has to help you buy and sell a home. So let's continue.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
So let's go to the next question, okay? Because I think there's so much to
I won't get ahead of you.
To unpack here. No, this is great. So I know you have many LGBTQ clients. We've spoken numerous times about that. It's something we have in common, which brings us to this podcast today. Very simply, what is it about working with the LGBTQ community that you enjoy working with so much?
I think it's comfort. I think it's comfort. My upbringing was I was an only child. I'm still an only child. That hasn't changed. And so I really didn't have, I think that a lot of times we learn our social cues. This is becoming the trend. We learn our social cues from older siblings or from watching older kids, right?
I'm a middle child. I get it. Yeah.
I didn't have that. And so I grew up being largely misunderstood because I was a latchkey kid. My parents worked a lot. My parents took good care of me, but they worked a lot. And so I struggled with not being really well understood because I was raised by television, right? And whenever I talked to the kids at school the way that the cartoon cow talked to the cartoon wallaby, it really didn't work out. Like, so I really love being around people who understand me. And, whenever I first got into real estate, all of my first probably 4 or 5 sets of clients were middle-aged, straight couple, and they were all very nice people. I just didn't really know how to gauge how they would take me knowing a whole things about me. So, my boyfriend at the time, Julian, became my wife, Julie. You kind of integrate into that. And so it was really cool whenever I started getting LGBTQ clients, like, oh, I can just talk to you. Oh.
Yeah, you could kind of let all those things out. It makes sense. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and so even though now, I've sort of figured it out and own my identity, it's still nice. It's still nice whenever you get with someone who, maybe kind of went through the same things that you did or kind of have some of the same insecurities that you do. It's just easier that way. That's just one more bar that you don't have to cross before you get into the trusting relationship that develops between a professional and a client. So that's why I like it.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it is that vibe. And, again, what brings us here to this podcast, there's kind of nothing like it, when you just unpack everything and go searching for homes. What do you want to do? What are you going to do when you live here?
Yeah, well, it's not transactional, right? I think a lot of people say, if you watch popular culture, if you watch shows like Selling Sunset and all that good stuff, you immediately think that real estate agents are very transactional and a little bit shallow.
Yeah.
I'm it's like, that's not how it is for most of the ones that
No,
I
it's
know.
not.
We
It's not. And we're
genuinely,
kind of telling that story now, which is important.
well, we want to know who we're working with. We want to like those people. We want them to
Yeah.
like us. We want to help them become a part of the community if they're not already. And it's very deeply personal.
I like the way you said that. You said the who, because very often in real estate coaching and things, they'll say, "What's your why?" But it's not the why. A lot of people are missing it. It's not about you. It's the who. It's who you're helping.
That's right.
So, and that's great with what we do. So, I know the LGBTQ, community. I played too much pickleball this morning. I'm a little hyperactive from this soda.
I don't have that excuse.
So I know the LGBTQ community also likes working with you. Okay. But share with us what you love living about in your community. For example, Dallas has so much to offer. And, you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've been to Dallas for conferences. I haven't even touched on the many, many things to do. Share with us, with the audience, your favorite parts of the town. There's so much, whether it's the Oryx, dining, great coffee shops, wine bars, the job market, ease of commuting, schools, place of worship. That's the question. What do you got?
Yeah. So I always said that Dallas is not perfect. I think if you could put a mountain range and a beach in Dallas somehow, then it would be really the perfect place on planet. I would just love it.
It
But
is a little flat. I remember that.
Yeah, it's a little flat. There's some topography. You just got to find it. But
hills.
You've probably seen and I think it's maybe for work or for something like that. But they've got this graph that it's kind of like I think it's called a hub and spoke model. And you kind of like whatever you're talking about kind of has these spokes that go out. Like maybe it's someone you're dating, and it's like, well, here's how physically attractive they are, and here's how ambitious they are, and so what you want is a wheel that rolls, right? They don't have to be 10s in every category, but if you get a whole bunch of 7s and 8s, like it's a pretty round wheel. It's pretty good. And I think Dallas is that, right? So whenever you think about access to jobs, you got that in droves, right? And whenever you think about entertainment, I don't know of another city that has this many professional sports organizations. It's this close to casinos. It's got this many restaurants and entertainment venues for every age you can imagine, and golf and amusement parks and this and that.
You shouldn't be bored. You shouldn't be bored living in Dallas.
You should never be bored. And so the other thing that I love is that, Dallas has it's kind of like New York has boroughs. There's 5 boroughs in New York.
Okay, I grew up in New York. I was born in New York City. So go ahead.
Well, there you go. I think Dallas has boroughs as well, and every single one, similar to New York, has its own. If you're in this part of the city, you don't like it has its own identity and it doesn't feel like it's still
Understood.
Dallas.
Understood.
So, you know, there's Lower Greenville, which is great. There's a ton of, you know, restaurant and shopping options down there. And then Oaklawn is, as they would call it, the gayborhood. We would never
Correct.
use that term, but that's the term.
Back in the day.
Yes, that's where you want to be if you really want to party. I'm out of that era, but some people still do. You know, uptown, downtown, Oak Cliff, the Bishop Arts District has grown up.
Isn't it funny how the party era never stops? You just grow out of it.
Yeah, that's exactly. The party's still going. I'm just not there, which is okay. It's probably
But
better
it's
off
good
without
to
me.
know for people that want to move to Dallas. It's still
Well,
pretty
people
busy,
ask
right?
that all the time. People ask that all the time. They either want to be there or they want to avoid it. And so
Yeah,
we know
but
what
at
that
least
area
you
is.
know it's there when you really need it, right?
Absolutely. Well, and you find that I think you graduate from that area. Most people graduate. Some people stay there forever. I think you graduate from that area. You know,
I hope we graduate sometime. You know,
yeah,
you
it's
can visit once in a while, like, you know,
yay.
alumni weekend or something.
One of these days. Well, never graduated college, so there you go. But then Dallas, USA Today just voted Dallas for the second year in a row to have the #1 arts district in the United States. So it's just
Go figure. Who would have thought?
And by the way, we haven't left Dallas yet. Fort Worth is so slept on. It's so slept on. I've never been in a cleaner downtown in my entire life than Fort Worth.
Wow.
It's incredible. And then, you know, so you've got Dallas, Fort Worth, there's 30 miles in between, and everything in between are the mid cities. And these are suburban cities that have got all of their own little unique identities. Arlington's right there in the middle with all the sports teams and Six Flags. It's like, so, you know, it's just, again, like, I think you said it
Great
perfectly.
quality of life in these places.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, my parents live in the Houston area, and they're always like, you know, we want you to move down to Houston. I'm like, it just doesn't compare.
Really?
It just doesn't compare.
I've never had someone compare Houston to Dallas, and I guess why, right?
Well, we love to eat each other here in Texas. So, you know, it's always Dallas versus Austin and Dallas versus Houston and vice versa. But I definitely think I'm in the right metropolis for sure.
It sounds it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for people that are watching this, okay, tell them about the diverse housing stock that you work with. And I'm sure it's really diverse. I mean, you can find lake properties out in the burbs. You can find townhouses, single family homes, condos. You work with everything, right?
I love that you brought up lakes, because there's a lake 1,100 feet beyond that wall. And so Texas has a bunch of recreational lakes, and so yeah, lake properties are definitely something that that we work with. You know, the typical house, and there is a typical house in the DFW area. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage that's around 2,000 square feet, and that house, the price range for that house, depending on where you want to live in all those different areas, it varies by hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know? So, that being said, you know, I found that, particularly millennials, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who are getting into the housing market, and yes, some Gen Alphas are getting into the housing market. It's fascinating. I'm beginning to feel older and older, as the days pass. They want like mid-century modern, which I think is fascinating. And they often reference like Frank Lloyd Wright. They're like, I want a Frank Lloyd Wright house. And what's funny is that Frank Lloyd Wright actually—
That's impressive.
He did. I know. I'm just like, you guys know about that. They've been on TikTok.
They're watching a lot of TikTok.
They're watching a lot of TikToks about architecture, which is awesome. Architectural Digest is a great YouTube channel to follow, by the way. Frank Lloyd Wright actually did design 2 buildings, 1 residence, 1 building here in Dallas. But what's cool is that he set off this chain of influence. And so there are some really great neighborhoods northeast of Dallas and in the Oak Cliff area that are mid-century modern, like true mid-century modern properties. And it's just it's awesome. It's really awesome. So yeah, you know, Dallas has also gotten really into the gentrification model, which some people have different opinions about that. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because if you're looking for one of those ultra modern, like white slate homes with the picture frame windows and like, we got that too. So you said it right, diverse. I mean, if you want a 2-story A-frame near the lake, I got you. You know, we've got it all. We've got it all.
That's awesome. Yeah, Dallas is a nice place. Okay, and the job opportunities, let's just talk about that for a moment. Great job market. I mean, Dallas is really, you know, It's leading the country. Texas is leading the country. And, you'll always have your phases of peaks and valleys and, but it's a great place to start a career, to, continue a career. And that's good,
Yeah, I
right? We
think
need a good job market in a location.
I would probably have to credit the job market with the growth of my business. I'm what's called a mega agent, and so I've closed enough business to get that designation, and I think a big reason for that is because there's no shortage of people moving here for jobs. And so I don't know if in other parts of the country they get the same news cycle that we do of people moving to Texas and headquarters moving to Texas, but it's due to favorable taxing policies. But Austin and Dallas have just exploded over the past decade, and continues to do so. And people say that this job is moving, but do you really see the signs on the ground? Yeah, we do. I can't tell you how many, but if I were to go and just drive down any chosen highway in the DFW area, it's just bulldozers putting together these huge, headquarters and manufacturing facilities. They're everywhere. And everywhere they've built a shopping mall and a school and everything around them. I mean,
commercial real estate especially has really, grown so much.
Yeah, well, I wish I had the stomach for commercial real estate, but I don't. I could probably do it real well. But I don't.
You probably have the stomach for like a nice sushi dinner or something like that. You good?
Let me tell you, some of the best sushi I've ever had in my life is in Dallas.
Great. Yeah. Great. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so next question. Okay, and this has been fun. What should LGBTQ individuals and families who are considering moving to your area, and this is just a plain old vanilla curveball question. What should they know about the community and its welcomingness to LGBTQ families?
I like how you put that. Vanilla curveball was my nickname in college, by the way.
It's so welcoming. I mean, I just want to say it.
Well, yeah, I think that Texas often gets a reputation for being kind of this rough and tough place where, your identity is not going to be accepted. I'm just like, here's what I've found here. And this is what I've genuinely found. This might be controversial. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I would think so.
Nobody cares about your sexual identity or whatever delineation we're giving it in Texas. I've walked hand in hand with my significant other down the street in Dallas more than no one cares. It's fine. The amount of, again, I don't get involved with the party community anymore, but it seems like there's a party every weekend.
I heard you say anymore, so I like there's something there. So
though there was an era where I really did try to be involved. See, here's the thing. I don't drink.
People, I say that in a good way because I once was that guy also. Everyone has a little party in them.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem: is that I don't drink, and I never have. I've never had a sip. I've never had a sip ever, and that's not like a religious thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have had a sip.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
This is not an alcoholic beverage.
Smart water here. I'm a lot less fun. But yeah. So and as an adult. And that's a whole different topic. But as an adult, it's very difficult. What you find is that every entertainment option, whenever you become an adult, is tied in with alcohol somehow.
Yeah, often it is. Yeah,
and the gay community loves it. Which is cool.
I agree. Sometimes I go out and I'm driving, and it's like I'm not drinking tonight, and people can't relate to it.
Yeah.
But I don't go out often. I'm just saying once in a while. Okay, so last question. Besides helping people buy and sell homes, when you're not doing that, in your free time, what do you like to do?
Well, through therapy, Jeff, I've gotten really good at self-care. So I had to teach myself what I like. And so whenever I'm not doing real estate, I'm a foodie. I love to eat. I know I don't look it, but I promise I do. And fortunately, Dallas is an awesome culinary destination for a lot of different things. Not really Mexican food. We haven't figured that out yet. But everything else is very, very good. I have my personal training license, so I love to work out. I love to train people on how to do that. It's one of my, and I do that carte blanche, by the way. I love to just help people figure out their bodies. That's fun for me. I'm in the process of getting my pilot's license, so I like flying planes, hiking, kayaking, getting out in nature. It's all good. So see, none of that was involving going to parties. Very few of them involved.
Those are actually the better parties in life when you can find those things.
The finer things, right?
Yeah.
I just got to the finer things a little bit earlier in life than some other people. Who knows what I'll find next? Maybe I'll party later in life. Maybe I'll just do it in reverse order.
It's funny. I was talking with people after playing pickleball today, I said, you know, the best part about pickleball is the druggies and the alcoholics aren't here because they're all recovering from the night before.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a weird way because, you know, I think recovery is a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
I know many people that went through recovery. So
Yep.
let me just back that truck up.
Yep.
But you know, it's good to find the things that you like in life, and you can find your people and just chill, you know. And you're doing it in Texas, in Dallas.
Yeah.
So anyone that's watching this, give it a thumbs up first, help the algorithm. Thomas Eaves is your guy in Dallas, buying, selling real estate, lifestyle, you know, chilling in Dallas, right?
Yeah, I hope so. You know, I think I was thinking about this the other day. Like, why would people choose to work with you? Why would people of the LGBTQ community choose to work with you over, you know, the guy that their parents recommended? And I think it's just kind of a birds of a feather thing. Like, let's just say, for example, that you are, you know, you're a gay couple and you guys like to go to brunch with your friends every Sunday, and you're in a kickball league, and your job is downtown. But the guy that your parents recommended is in his 60s. He plays golf in the suburbs, and when he's not golfing and working, he naps. Is that guy the best equipped guy to help you with your agenda? I'm sure he's nice, and I'm sure he could probably help. Maybe not the best guy. So if I'm the best guy, then I'd love an interview. That's my pitch.
Well, there you go. Well, if I'm moving to Dallas, I'm telling you who I'm calling.
I appreciate that.
Thomas, this was fun. I
Absolutely.
really didn't know what to expect. We've never spent this much time together on a Zoom call. We're going to see each other on YouTube. Thank you for joining the show.
Absolutely.
And Thomas, your phone number and your contact information will be inclusive within the YouTube. And your email is Thomas at Eaves Realty Group.
Yep, that's right.
I wear contact lenses and I don't even see well with those.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, cheers, everybody. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, Thomas.